Facts First presents. A journalist found some mysterious instructions, and they led him to a terrifying secret facility. Before we get into our story, help us spread the word about Facts First by clicking that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Garrett Graff was born in 1981, and he grew up in Montpelier, Vermont. Growing up, he was really into journalism. He wrote for his high school newspaper, and when he was enrolled at Harvard University, he was the editor of the Harvard Crimson newspaper. In the early days of his career, he interned at ABC News and The Atlantic magazine. When Garrett was working at Fishbowl, D.C., he was given a great honor. He was the first blogger to be granted press access to the White House. Throughout his career, he wrote pieces for several high-profile publications, such as the Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, and Bloomberg Businessweek magazine. Garrett also appeared in plenty of TV shows such as The Today Show, Good Morning America, and CBS This Morning. He is so well known that his work is often mentioned by John Oliver and Stephen Colbert on their TV shows. As if his resume isn't impressive enough, he's also been teaching at Georgetown University for 7 years now. He's also the co-founder of the thriving tech firm Ecoditto Inc., which advises clients on their online presence and policies. He's also a published author. In 2007, he released his first book, The First Campaign, Globalization, the Web, and the Race for the White House. In that book, he wrote about how technology played a part in the 2008 presidential election. He also wrote Raven Rock Graph, which detailed the extreme lengths that the U.S. government's willing to go through to preserve its power in the face of catastrophe. He managed to make a fundamental discovery while writing, thanks to a tip-off from a colleague. According to Garrett, he was given a government ID from somebody in the intelligence community. The person who gave it to him found it on the ground of a parking garage. He believes that it was given to him because he writes on the subject extensively. When speaking to NPR, he said, "I figure you can get this back to this guy." Garrett committed himself to doing so. At first, things didn't seem too out of the ordinary. There was a name on the front and driving directions on the back. He decided to type the address into Google Maps to see what he could find, and when he checked it out online, he didn't know what to make of it. The road comes to a dead end, and into the side of the mountain you can see concrete bunker doors. He had no idea what to think. Garrett couldn't figure out what the mysterious bunker in West Virginia was. It wasn't listed on any map, and he had never heard about it. He assumed something top secret had to be going on there. He decided to do a little digging to get to the bottom of things. During his research, he found that there was another secret facility called Raven Rock Mountain Complex located near Blue Ridge Summit in Pennsylvania. He learned that the facility opened up in 1948 under the orders of President Truman. He also discovered that the facility is located just 6 miles away from Camp David, which is the president's famous country residence. Garrett was sure that this was not a coincidence. Garrett discovered that Raven Rock was a massive, hollowed-out government facility, and it was a freestanding city. It had everything that a small city could ever need, carved right into the mountain. The city was large enough to hold 5,000 people, and it contained a police department, a fire department, dining halls, and sleeping quarters. He discovered it was a place to go in the event of a nuclear war or Armageddon. He even learned that copies of relevant U.S. documents like the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence are stored there. If a person were lucky enough to earn a place in the bunker, they would need to leave their family behind. Family members, Garrett learned, are strictly forbidden from entering the doomsday bunkers. Also, families of those involved with the bunkers were kept in the dark about their existence. Since the Cold War ended and technology has advanced, there have been plenty of changes in Raven Rock. After 9/11, plenty of changes were made then, too. The skeleton crew that was working there was beefed up by George Bush. Raven Rock's not the only bunker of its kind either. Peters Mountain in the Appalachian Mountains in Virginia is a base for U.S. intelligence agencies, and it can sustain a nuclear attack. There's also a bunker under the White House where Dick Cheney stayed while orchestrating the government response to the 9/11 attacks. NORAD also has a bunker in Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado, which contains its own Subway restaurant. This journalist found some mysterious instructions, and they led him to a terrifying secret facility and so much more. What he discovered proves that he is an incredible investigative journalist. Subscribe for more.